Peace, and thank you so much for being here. I am L.A. Atkins, licensed therapist, mindfulness meditation guide, and sound journey practitioner. And I want to provide you some guidance with how to prepare for a sound journey. Whether you are receiving sound medicine here at Reconnect with you or with another practitioner, I want to offer you some guidance for preparing for your journey. I have been guiding sound journeys for several years now, and it is a very sacred experience and sacred energy exchange. So I want to make sure that you have what you need to enter your journey from an aligned and prepared and calm place. This video will include guidance for both in-person and virtual offerings, and I'm going to speak about your preparation from 3 different parts because there are ways that you can prepare before your journey, things that you can do to take care of yourself during your journey, and also some other considerations for after your journey is complete or as you are transitioning from your journey. First, let's talk about preparing for and arriving to your journey. The first thing that's really important to keep in mind is to dress comfortably. Comfort is key. You may also be lying down during your journey, so you want to make sure that you are able to breathe, also to move and relax as easily as possible. The second piece of guidance that I want to offer you is to create a comfortable space for yourself. And this applies to if you are experiencing a sound journey in person or virtually, but especially if it's virtually because you may have a bit more space to work with. But you want to set up a mini sanctuary or a wellness corner where you can sit or lie down. And when you are comfortable physically, this helps your body to relax more fully and to receive the sound medicine with as little resistance as possible. The third piece of guidance that I want to offer you is related to your companions. I love when folks come to my sound journeys and I say to them, you don't really need anything while you're here. And that is true. You don't need anything except for yourself. But I want to offer a few suggestions just on some common companions that might be supportive for your experience. And these are items that can create a sense of coziness for yourself, familiarity, and also safety. You want to keep seating in mind. So some common companions for seating include a cushion. You can also use a yoga mat, or you can use a lawn chair. I've also had folks use blankets for seating. It just kind of depends on the space that you're experiencing the sound journey in. If you are outside, you may prefer to use a yoga mat or a blanket. Keep in mind that lawn chairs are a great accommodation if you prefer to sit elevated or if you have mobility issues. I want to add a little bit more to what I said earlier about dressing comfortably. So another companion that you may want to consider is bringing either a blanket or a sweater. Again, if you have a blanket, that blanket can double as a form of seating for you, but you may also want to have a blanket or a sweater to just support yourself with any temperature changes, and especially if you are experiencing your sound journey outside, you can have that blanket to help keep yourself warm. In terms of beverages, you want to make sure that you have water to hydrate, but you may also opt for another comforting beverage such as hot tea to help to comfort yourself or keep yourself in a relaxed state. You can also consider bringing a journal or some paper to write on and a writing utensil to jot down whatever the intention is that you set for yourself, any thoughts or memories that you want to capture, or any other notes that you may want to take in terms of things that come to mind for you either during your sound journey, before or after. You may also want to have an eye mask, and I have one here that I can show you. I love purple, so I have this one, and it is actually lavender infused. And so you may want to consider having something like this if you prefer to cover your eyes or to have less light as a part of your sound journey. Some other companions, some of which may be more common to use for virtual sound journeys, But if you want to bring any crystals or gemstones that you feel really connected to or that help you to be in a relaxed state, you may want to consider bringing those. You can also have candles, which I think may be a lot more common for virtual offerings if you want to light some candles in your mini sanctuary or in your wellness corner to prepare for your sound journey. You may also bring essential oils. I absolutely love lavender essential oils. I really like the scent of lavender, but essential oils are also a common companion. For in-person group sound journeys, you want to be mindful of different scents. Some folks may have sensitivity to different scents, so please keep that in mind when bringing or incorporating essential oils into indoor group sound journeys. Again, these companions are simply suggestions. I encourage you to bring whatever you feel you need in order to feel comfortable and safe during your sound journey experience. I want to talk about hydration, so be sure to hydrate. You want to make sure that you bring water with you to hydrate during your sound journey, but also ensure that you are arriving to your sound journey hydrated. Sound moves energy in the body, so hydration can help support you through any energetic shifts. Next, I want to talk about your arrival to your sound journey, and this could be your arrival to the physical space if you're going in person, or your arrival to your mini sanctuary or your wellness corner that you create for yourself if you are experiencing the sound journey virtually at a location of your choosing. Arrive early to your sound journey if possible. I would recommend arriving 10 to 15 minutes before your sound journey begins to get settled in. This allows you time to find parking, to locate the venue, which is especially important if it's a space that you're not familiar with. You can also have some time to grab a spot, identify where the restrooms are, and not feel rushed. The key with arriving early is to practice getting out of the space of busyness so that you can arrive in a more calm and receptive state. If you are tuning in virtually, an early arrival gives you time to use the bathroom, pour yourself some hot tea. You want to get cozy in your space so that when your sound journey begins, you are already fully relaxed. Next, I want to move to talking about preparing for the actual sound journey, the sound journey itself. And I want to encourage you to set an intention. Think about what you want your intention to be. Take a mindful moment to ask yourself what you're intending to receive, release, or connect with during the experience. Intention setting is a very empowering practice that reminds you of how important you and your energy are for the process. An example of a simple intention is I want to rest, or I would like to receive clarity on this decision. Next, be sure to limit distractions. This means silencing your phone or any notifications. If you are at home, this means letting your loved ones know that you'll be unavailable for a short time. This supports your ability to stay present and be fully immersed in the experience. Next, give yourself permission. If you need to leave the space because you need a break or are overstimulated, give yourself permission to have that break. If you start out lying down and you need to sit up, honor the needs of your body and give yourself permission to shift to that position. If you need to cry, if you need to fall asleep, if you need to rest, give yourself permission. Next, check your judgment. There is no right or wrong way to experience a sound journey, which means you can release any pressure that you might be placing on yourself. It's okay to fall asleep. It's okay to cry. It's okay to have and experience all of the emotions that may arise for you along the way and during the process. Lastly, I want to share with you a few other considerations. The first one is to be mindful of scents and sounds. This is especially important if you are participating in your sound journey in a group setting. This means avoiding wearing any strong perfumes. This also means silencing your phone or your smartwatch before the sound journey begins. It's a shared space, so any scent and sound sensitivity might be heightened during a session. Remember to keep that in mind. Next, communicate your needs with your guide. And this goes for an individual sound journey, whether virtual or in person, or sound journeys within a group setting. You want to make sure that if you have any injuries or any sensory needs or other concerns, that you communicate those to your guide, and your guide should be able to offer you modifications or guidance to help support you during the experience. And lastly, but perhaps most importantly, I want to talk a little bit about transition time. So after your sound journey, it's really important that you give yourself a few minutes before moving on to the next thing. I know that can sometimes be challenging, but this might be a time for you to sit in silence or do some free writing about your feelings or thoughts or words that stood out for you or came up for you during your sound journey. Having some transition time gives you a moment to reflect and really pause in stillness to help you figure out the meaning that you want to make of your sound journey, and again, helping you to practice getting out of a state of busyness. Well, I hope this guide to preparing for your sound journey was helpful for you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please share any comments about additional considerations or about any guidance that I provided here that you found particularly helpful. I send you love and light as you are preparing for your sound journey. And if you are having a sound journey with me as your guide at Reconnect with You, I want to let you know that I am very honored to hold space for you. I am grateful for your openness and your trust, and I look forward to holding that space for you soon. If you would like more information about my signature sound therapy program, which is the Sound Sanctuary, or just about my sound therapy services in general, please check the details and information in the description of this video. Peace.